Hey everyone, welcome to week 15 of the college football season. My name is Mike Browning. I'm the host of the College Football Road Trip at CFBRoadTrip.com. Usually, most years, this would be championship weekend, but not this year because, of course, it's 2020 and that's how things happen. We have another week of regular season games going on, a few good ones along the way as well, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the Friday night matchup in the Mountain West and what could be a pretty decent game. We have Nevada traveling to San Jose State. Nevada only has one loss so far in the season. San Jose State is actually undefeated, although they really haven't played the last couple weeks because of COVID. I think San Jose State is a pretty legit team out in Mountain West, and I think they will show it this week with a win. I have San Jose State winning at home over Nevada on Friday night. Next, let's move to our Saturday matchups. We're going to start off with the classic. We have the Army-Navy game, or what is probably more appropriate this year, the Navy-Army game, because Army is actually the home team. They're playing this game at West Point for the first time since World War II. Between these two teams, both of them are down a little bit over the past couple years, but I think Navy is actually down a little bit more than Army is. So because of that, I have Army winning this matchup. Army at home over Navy. Next, let's go to a MAC matchup. It could be a pretty decent game. We have Western Michigan traveling to Ball State. Both of these teams have one conference loss on the season. I've seen how both of these teams have played over the past couple weeks. Out of them, Ball State seems to be the more legit team. They seem to be a little more dominant against the opponents they have played. So because of that, I'm going to pick Ball State in this matchup. I have Ball State winning at home over Western Michigan in MAC play. Next, let's go to a couple Pac-12 matchups. The first one is Washington traveling to Oregon. I think Oregon's kind of the surprise of the Pac-12 as far as everybody anticipated that they would be the top team in the Pac-12, that they would be trying to get that conference matchup in the strong bowl games at the end of the year. They've already lost twice this season. Washington's already lost once, but Washington has had a little bit better showing in their games. So because of that, I have Washington winning this matchup. Washington will win at Oregon and Pac-12 play. The next Pac-12 matchup is one I had to pick at the last second. I originally was going to pick the Oklahoma-West Virginia game. That matchup got canceled on Thursday morning. So instead, in its place, I'm picking Utah at 21st ranked Colorado. Utah is a team that I think a few people had possibly winning the South in the Pac-12. They've already lost a couple matchups. They've had a couple games that have been canceled along the way as well. Colorado, I don't think they're a great Pac-12 team, but I don't think any Pac-12 team is great this season. Still, I think they will have enough to win this matchup this week. I have Colorado winning at home over Utah in Pac-12 play. Next, let's go to San Diego State traveling to 18th ranked BYU. Obviously, BYU is coming off their loss to Coastal Carolina in what was an amazing game last week. BYU almost scoring, getting stopped at the 1 yard line going in to try to win that game, coming up just short. This is still a very strong team. They're already going to have way too much for San Diego State in this matchup. I don't think this one's even going to be close. I have BYU winning at home over San Diego State big this week. Next, let's go to a Big Ten matchup. We have Wisconsin traveling to 16th ranked Iowa. Wisconsin is another one of those teams that I think people had a lot of high expectations for. They've lost a couple games along the way already. They've had a couple games canceled because of COVID. Iowa is looking pretty good so far this year. I think they will look good again this week. I have Iowa winning at home over Wisconsin in Big Ten play. Next, let's go to our third Pac-12 matchup of this week. We have 15th ranked USC traveling to UCLA. I think USC, I guess, is the team, at least in the South, that everybody's putting their chips in on. UCLA has lost a couple games so far this year, but they've looked pretty decent. I think that they have a chance to upset USC, and in fact, I'm going to pick the upset here. I think UCLA is too strong, or at least stronger than most people are giving them credit for. I think they'll pull off the upset. UCLA will win at home over 15th ranked USC. Next, let's go to a SEC matchup between two ranked teams. We have 9th ranked Georgia traveling to 25th ranked Missouri. Missouri is a team that's looked pretty decent over the last couple of weeks as well. Georgia has struggled off and on. They didn't look very good in their loss to Florida a few weeks ago, but they've tried to bounce back pretty heavily from that game. I think this is going to be a really close matchup. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see Missouri win this game, but in the end, I think Georgia will have just a little too much for Missouri in this matchup. I have number 9 Georgia winning on the road at 25th ranked Missouri. And now let's go to a final matchup in this week. It's in the ACC. We have 17th ranked North Carolina traveling to 10th ranked Miami. North Carolina looked great at the beginning of this year, and over the past couple weeks, you don't know really what you can expect from them. One week they'll look great, another week they'll struggle. Miami, on the other hand, has been pretty steady throughout the year other than their loss to Clemson. I think their steadiness will continue this week. I think Miami will have too much for North Carolina. I have Miami winning at home over North Carolina in ACC play. So those are our matches for this week. Again, we get an extra week of college football this year. Our conference championship games will be next weekend, so I'll have another week of picks next weekend and what could be some really intriguing games next week. So come back, check it out, enjoy this week's games. We will talk to you again next week.